Your court television news starting now.
Good morning / afternoon, everybody, because it's about to be afternoon for me in about an hour, and I know it's afternoon for my friends on the East Coast. But good morning to my friends on the West Coast, as it is still 10 o'clock on your side of the country. But welcome to all my friends. I am NJCourts, and this is a breaking news edition of the NJCourts TV news station. And as always, I appreciate everybody being here on a Sunday, August the 11th day. As a matter of fact, it's a great day today. Hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And we're going to get right to it. As you saw in the thumbnail, that is what we are going to be speaking about today. I have came up on some news. Now, his arrest was not today, was not yesterday. As a matter of fact, it happened in July. So I'm a little bit behind, but I apologize because, it's basically on these type of things, especially when you got a person on the run, until you get somebody that knows they were arrested, or you just know because you're daily checking up on them, which I'm not. It's hard to keep up on those people, okay? And as if you all know, the last update we had was pretty much Hampton Brandon had skipped out on his hearing in San Diego, okay? We're going to remind you guys what he had down there. And last time we heard, he was trying to head down to Austin so he could be part of the Hunger Games with Ice Poseidon, which I think most of us had figured that was just bullshit. He was just most likely trying to throw off the authorities, especially the bonding agents, since it was a really pretty good amount of bond and money they had to fork over to, or they will be forking over, let me just put it that way, if they can't bring them in. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people at interest as far as, where Brandon was at. But as far as myself, kind of, we've got a lot of people we're covering. We start a lot of new investigations. So again, I apologize for not being so current on the news. But what I will have for you today is one, share with you his mugshot, share with you why he was arrested, where he was arrested, and most importantly, I have the police incident report to share with you guys. We'll look over some maybe other legal documents regarding this incident in Florida, and we'll just go from there, okay? I'll just pretty much put it this way. He's still in custody, so he's still in jail, and he's probably in a lot of trouble. Whether or not they're going to extradite him or they're interested, in bringing him back to California, that'll be pretty much up to the state of California. Right now, we're just going to be discussing what most likely is going to happen in the state of Florida, where he most recently got in trouble and was arrested. So, based on the fact that he was arrested in Florida in July, and I think the last time we heard him give that update was the July 10th. I think I checked on the date of that clip, which is where he's in his car and he's talking about how he got, thrown out of his grandma's house. Or he said he wasn't thrown out. He said another family member moved in, and which may have been true. But either way, I'm sure there was a lot of more to the story. But either way, he pretty much sounded like allegedly like he was homeless and he was going to be headed somewhere. Apparently to him, he was trying to say he was headed to Austin, Texas, which we all know he wasn't. Apparently, he either just stayed in Florida, if that's where he was, because remember, I doubt he was staying in California. I'm pretty sure, I think he went down to, as soon as he bonded out in California, I'm sure he went down to Florida, which I don't even know if he was allowed to, okay? And I'm sure he was probably doing his hearings through like Zoom or Microsoft Team appearances, being that he was out of state, or he could say that, I can't appear, he's not going to tell him he's out of state. Maybe he told him he was out of state, and he's going to be living at family in Florida. I don't know those arrangements. Either way, I know that he was supposed to show up to court, or whether it was on Zoom or in person in San Diego on July the 3rd. He didn't show up. And, they've now, issued out a warrant for his arrest. Okay. So we're going to get in again, give you a summary of what he was wanted in there, why he was on the run, and most importantly, what he's in trouble for most recently as of July the 24th. Okay. So again, thank you everybody for being here. Especially I appreciate all the members of the jury for taking your time out of your Sunday for being here. And especially I want to say a big thank you to all my mods. I appreciate all your hard work this last month. We had one hell of a last month too. Been 2 busy months all summer. So again, I appreciate all your support and help. Now, if you have not already noticed, all the OGs of the members of the jury, as promised, I've got you an OG 1 year or further. If you've been a member for 1 year or more, 12 months or more, you now have a new badge next to you. It is the official OG badge. And I've also updated or started to update some of the emojis, if you have not already noticed. So there should be 2 new emojis that you're going to see available now to spam. All right. So before we start the show, though, I want to say 2 shout outs first off. Okay. I want to say a huge shout out. And I know I did post this as a community post, but not a lot of people see those. So I want to say big thank you to, and we're going to get loud, so don't say I didn't warn you, to the Black Widow channel. Thank you. And again, this donation actually came through the last broadcast we had. It was my fault that I didn't catch it. It was a Cash App donation, and I didn't see it. So I was not able to shout this donation out during that stream. But this is all going towards, and actually, let me, once I shout out these donations, we'll update the banner. But if some of you don't remember, our last stream, we started a fundraiser goal for the Zozobra Festival, which I'm asking a fundraise for to attend to provide a live stream from there. And for most of you that follow me on my, little walk and talks and things, we got to see what exactly Zozobra is, got to show you guys. And if you haven't, Google it. Okay. It's a really cool event that I can officially say now I will be attending. And that is most importantly, because of everybody that helped the last stream with donations. But we received a $50 donation from the Black Widow channel. And again, I apologize for not shouting you out during the last stream, but I'm going to shout you out now. And I want to say, and that was to go towards that festival. So big thank you, Black Widow channel. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them. Black Widow channel, this gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. So that brought us from $25 of the $100 goal to now $75. So let me update that banner really quick. And then I got a couple more shout outs here. And then we'll start the show. I promise. All right. So show that there. Let's edit this bad boy. So we're going to adjust this to 75. 50 plus 25 is 75. Okay. Just making sure. There you go. Now, we're going to be updating this right now again because I have a second shout out. This was a donation that we got just before we started this show. And this donation came from ICU. ICU, thank you so much for that $15 Cash App. That says for the trip shenanigans. I think it's what it said, but it was for the trip. So thank you so much. So this gavel slam goes out to you, ICU, and you guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels out for Black Widow channel. Spam them gavels out for ICU. I appreciate all your support, my friends. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. That was my water bottle. Good thing I had my cap on. So let's just update this one last time. Might not be the last time, but just saying for right now. So 75 plus 15 is 90, I think. Hey, we're just $10 short of the donation goal. So thank you guys so much. You guys rock. And like I said, I just wanted enough to get a ticket, which was $33, and we've already obtained that much. So we're going. And I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys. All right, so let me save that. Let me show that. There we go. All right, let's get this show started. Again, thank you guys, everybody, joining me for this morning / maybe afternoon stream, depending on where you're at. Oh, hold on. We've got a few more other shout outs. We've got actually TT. Thank you so much, TT, for celebrating 2 months as a member of the jury. TT says, hello, everyone. TT, thank you so much for all your support for those 2 months and hopefully for some more continued support. I appreciate it. This gavel slam goes out to you. Spam them gavels if you got them, my friends. And we've got Saved Alaska. Saved Alaska with a $10 super chat that says, thank you for covering this. Saved Alaska, you are welcome, my friend. And I appreciate your support. This gavel slam goes out to you. Spam them gavels if you got them for Saved Alaska, please. All right, now we can get started. And you know what? Since we had those shout outs, I usually like to say hi to everybody, but for the sake of the haters going crazy right now, we'll just start the show. But again, I appreciate everybody being here and all your support. All right, meaty parts. All right, so here we go. Where do we want to start with? Let's start with this. Let me remind you guys what the original charges this individual, or known as, and most people know him as Hampton Brandon. He's also known by his government name of Brandon Grosso. That's what you're going to see on all these legal paperwork that we're going to be looking at. And again, I'll remind you, this is all public paperwork. This is available for you to access as well as myself. Okay. So he was originally where this all came up from, as far as this investigation, this coverage of Hampton Brandon, was for an incident that happened down in San Diego. Now, not going to get into it. If you want to see what, if you want to follow that coverage, just go into the main channel page for this channel, type in Hampton Brandon on the search bar, little search bar, and there's plenty of Hampton Brandon updates, okay? But I'm just going to do a quick one. So he got in trouble in San Diego, okay? The original charges, and let me just show you guys this really quick, were, let me just bring this up. All right, and let me zoom in here so you guys can see this a little bit better. Perfect. All right, so now these are not the current charges he's facing. These were the original charges. So as you can see, there was a slew of them. Okay, I think there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total charges filed against him. Now, as he progressed through the judicial system in San Diego County, they ended up just charging him or filing 2 charges. Okay, and those are going to be the ones at the top. All right. So he was facing down there currently right now. He is facing a felony charge of assault of a person with a semi-auto firearm. And he was facing a misdemeanor charge of carrying a loaded firearm in a public place. All right. Now he had a $50,000 bond, which he bonded out. Okay. So let's just assume 10% of that, about maybe $5 to $6 grand was what was paid by whoever bonded him out. Okay. Now they're never going to see that. But now that he didn't show up to this last court hearing on July the 3rd in San Diego, the bonding agent, if they can't bring him back to that county or courthouse, they're going to be responsible. I think it's usually in 3 months. They have about 3 months to bring him in. They're going to be responsible for the remainder of that $50,000 to the courts. So let's assume they got $5 grand from Brandon or whoever bonded him out. And then they need to come up with 45 more grand if they can't get them. So yeah, that's quite a bit of cash. So like I said, generally with some of these people with the really small bonds, I don't think the bonding agents, well, I'm sure they do care, but probably not as much as somebody with a $50,000 who skipped out on a $50,000 bond. Okay. So that was the last update really, was he had, he was on the lam / just another way of saying he was on the run. And last clip we've seen of him, as far as that I was able to update you guys, was just of him again, like sitting in his car, telling everybody that, some story that he wasn't at this house he stays at in Florida. I believe it's his grandma's house down there, or another family member that he stays with down there. Who knows? And he was now, looking to make his way down to Austin to be a contestant on the Hunger Games if Paul would let him. Okay. That was it. That's the last time we had heard of him. All right. So here's your update now, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring up another screen here. Let's start here. Well, let's start with the most recent update. Okay. So that'll be this one. I think this is the one everybody likes to see, which is the booking information. Let's see here. So for those that are wondering, yes, he was arrested July 24th by I believe it was either by the Hollywood Police Department or Broward County Sheriff Department. I think it was Hollywood Police Department, but they booked him in. The jails are ran by the Broward Sheriff's Department. So that's why I think you're seeing everything as far as like the heading as Broward Sheriff's Department or Broward County Sheriff's Department. But based on the paperwork I'm reading, and you'll see here where it says arresting agency, it says Hollywood. Hollywood is a city in Florida and also has their own police department. So either way, that's not too important, but just a detail just to talk about. All right. So as you can see, there's his mugshot there. Click to enlarge. I think you're seeing this. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we'll go back. So again, you can see he was booked July the 24th. All right. Now, we're going to get into the police report after the booking info here, okay? So for those that are wondering, what did he do? What happened? Don't worry. I got all that info for you, okay? And again, this is all public information that you can access. So we're going to go down here, and they just got, his little bit of his, what do they call? Body, his weight, height, race, sex, date of birth, all that stuff. He is located at the North Broward Borough or Jail, which is in Broward County, of course. They got a lot of jails or facilities, but he's specifically at the North Broward Bureau is what they have it labeled as. And here are his charges, okay? So the first charge is a felony, and that's going to be violation of risk protection order. And I'm going to get into that, okay? So there was a protection order, or otherwise known as a restraining order in Florida. They call them protection order. That was filed against him by a family member, okay? And I'll go over that information. That was actually, I believe, filed against him on July 18th, okay? So then an incident happened where he pretty much violated that protective order, and why the police were called and why he was arrested. Now, in addition to that, they also charged him with a misdemeanor charge of trespassing, occupied structure, or conveyance, okay? So at the time of his arrest, I think the paperwork showed no bond because he hadn't seen a judge yet. But you can obviously see that, well, you can't see it here, but he has seen a judge already. He had his first initial appearance. I think he already has a public defender already assigned to him based on the notes that I read. And you can see that he's got a bond amount totaling about $3,000, $2,500 for the violation of risk protection order charge, and $500 for the trespassing of an occupied structure charge. So basically about $3,000 again amount. But here's the thing. Will a bonding, most likely if he's going to get out, it's going to be probably a cash only. Now, I'm not saying that's the type of bond that's been assigned to him. It's just, I don't know if at this point, if any bonding agency is going to touch him, being that I'm sure they're going to see that, he's already pretty much fled from a bond in the state of California. Okay. So, I don't think a bonding agency would be too interested in bonding him out based on that, but who knows? Maybe they're desperate. Maybe they'll do it since it's not a large amount. I don't know. But either way, as of today, he is still in the custody of that jail. So he has not been bonded out. Okay. Now let's go to the police report. Actually, let me just jump back and check in on you guys in chat and see if there's any questions I can answer I missed. Yeah, V-neck, he is definitely F this time. And that is correct, Reality Nancy. So let's go over, let's start looking, let's read through kind of the police incident report next. That'll give us a good idea what happened. And then we can look at some other documents, okay? So let's go down here to this incident report. Just give me a second to get that pulled up. We got Stone out saying, maybe, how the hell does Ski always get bonded out when he runs? Well, that's because he's got a group of some wackadoodles. It's just about one or two of them that got somehow, I guess, a deep pocket that keep getting them out and still do it even after they get burned and burned and burned. You know what I mean? So can't fix stupid. We know that. All right. Grunge Truck says he always wanted to be the suspect. That is true. How does it go? Oh, and actually, have you guys heard that new, that big, it's all the YouTube clips and short videos are using it, but it's this rapper from India that's got some viral video and rap song that came out. You guys know what I'm talking about, the dum 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 dum. It's actually, I like it. It's a pretty cool beat. But anyways, there's a verse in there where he says, I think it's actually part of his, whatever the, what is it, the line they always kind of repeat. I'm having a brain fart on that. Obviously, I'm not a singer, but anyways, he talks about 10 toes down. So I just got to wonder, did he steal that from Hampton Brandon? But at this point, don't matter because Hampton never copyrighted it. But, or I don't know. I don't even know if it's copyright for what you do, but he don't own the wordage to that is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, if you haven't heard the song, maybe we'll take some time at the end to listen to it. But yeah, when I heard that, it just reminded me of him. So, but hey, did we make it? Oh shit, we did. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Let's update that. Holy shit, we did. Thank you, Sicilian Princess. All right. Sicilian is the mathematician of the channel. Let's update that. I forgot. Thank you. So hold on. Let's go to the banner, because if I start doing too many things at once, then I forget. So let's start with that update first, and then I need to go to the instant report. See what just talking about a rap song got me so distracted about? All right, so let's go here. But something I'm trying to do is be better at addressing the chat, so bear with me on that. All right, so we are at 100 of 100. So that deserves definitely a big... Ow, I just hit my knee. Slipped the table. A big thank you guys so much. We just hit the dono goal. That's kind of like, goal! I could have gone longer. Maybe I should be a Mexican soccer sports announcer. They like loud people on those channels. Anyways, we're going as a Zobra, my friends. So I appreciate everybody's support. Everybody that was behind this dono goal. August 30th, Zozobra is going to be an awesome live stream. I really encourage you to Google search it so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll probably get there a day before, so we'll just do a whole weekend of content IRL. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, members of the jury. Thank you to all my supporters, and even you, the viewers, okay? And the haters, all right? Even if you hate me, love me, or you're somewhere in between. All right, thank you, guys. So let's continue with this news. And thank you for the reminder. Swin, I do. Actually, I do. Thank you for asking. Some people are just rude and think I'm just loud because I like to be annoying. So, all right. So let's go to the incident report, shall we? That's pretty important. It tells us a lot. All right. So let's jump. Let me just make sure. I think I already have it ready to go. Yeah, I do. I think I do. All right. It's right here. So I got to go here. Just bear with me for a second. So I got a lot of tabs open. All right. Yeah, damn. Today's I'm having really good luck with StreamYards today. Usually okay, you know what? Let me knock on some wood really quick before I jinx myself. But usually I have a few technical issues when I'm jumping through all these tabs, but we seem to be doing all right. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is all public information that you guys can access. They've already redacted any of the important or personal information that they don't want the public to have, okay? So the police or the Broward County Sheriff's Office already did that job. So the rest is available for us to view as the members of the public. Like I always say, if you don't want your shit out there, just don't get in trouble. It's pretty simple. All right. So let me jump over to this, and it's 6 pages, so we're going to read this all together. I think I can zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah, there we go. So again, he was booked in on, they're showing that this sheet was printed on July 25th, but as you see down here, the arrest date, he was arrested on July 24th. In Hollywood, Florida. There's his 2 charges. We already looked at that. So again, he's being charged with violation of risk protection order. That's at this time they didn't have this is what I'm talking about. At the time they made this report, you notice they have a 0 for the bond amount. Obviously that's changed, and obviously he's not on a hold anymore. He can be bonded out since he's already had an initial appearance. But you do see that it is a 3rd-degree felony, okay? So violation of risk protection order is a 3rd-degree felony. And then he's also facing a second charge, which is trespassing occupied structure or conveyance, all right? And that is a misdemeanor. All right, so let's go to page 2. I think this is the actual incident report or police report. And let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yep, excellent. All right, so we're going to go down here. Again, it just shows all his info, his height, weight, eyes, hair color. Going to show you the date and time that he got picked up, shows the arresting officer, has his 2 charges here. Let's go down and read the actual report, shall we? So, in case you guys can't see this, if you're on your mobile device, don't forget, go from vertical mode, you want to flip your phone over to a horizontal mode. Make sure you don't have a screen lock on. That way it'll turn the screen. And then that'll put you in what's called full screen mode on YouTube. So you should be able to see this paperwork. But just in case you can't, don't worry, I'm going to read it for you. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more here, if that helps. And so here we go. Actually, let me take another swig of my hot chocolate here. Or not hot chocolate milk, cold chocolate milk. It's too hot in the day to drink hot chocolate. All right, so here we go. Probable cause affidavit is what this is titled. On Saturday, July 24th, 2024, at or about, I can't really see the time. I think it's 2 something, so in the afternoon, at the location of, and of course that's been redacted. Let me plug in my laptop before this dies. It's the last thing we need. See, we almost had a technical difficulty, and that would have been a big one. Shit, that would have sucked. All right, there we go. Oop. My screen dimmed, so that's why I was like, something's happening. All right. You got juice here? Sorry, I kind of bent my charging cable for my laptop, so I kind of got to MacGyver it here. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so let's start this over here again. I'm sorry. On Saturday, July 24th, 2024, at or about, I think it says 2 o'clock or 2 something, 2 p.m. at the location of, been redacted, which is located within the jurisdictional limits of the city of, within Broward County in the state of Florida. The above-named defendant did violate an active order of protection. Grosso Brandon did violate said protection order by being within the protected premises and making contact with the protected person, redacted. This order of protection is active and has been served, so Grosso is aware of said order. And again, he was served with that protection order on or around the date of July 18th, okay? And he was arrested, and this incident happened July 24th, all right? So let's go to the next page. Oops, I just went to the last. I'm going to go to page 3 of 6. Let me just make sure. Yep, okay, so we go to next. All right, next page. Let me zoom in for you guys here too. All right. At the above listed date and time, I was dispatched to the above listed location in reference to a domestic disturbance. The caller stated that 2 family members are fighting and that there is an active order of protection on one of the individuals who are involved. Upon my arrival, let's go to the next paragraph. Upon my arrival, I made contact with one of the involved parties, later identified as redacted, by Florida driver's license. Redacted stated that Grosso showed up to the front door of his residence and started a disturbance by yelling and arguing. Redacted has video footage of this incident, and it was uploaded to evidence.com via Axon Community Link. Also stated, Grosso was previously given a trespass warning from this location on June 26th of 2024. All right, so in addition to being served a protection order on July 18th, it looks like he was trespassed on June the 26th. And they reference Hollywood case, and I'm not going to read the whole number. Grosso was later given another trespass warning on July 18th, 2024. And that's the date that one of the family members went and got a protection order, and I think they served him that same day. Maybe they served him a few days after, but either way, he was aware of the protection order, and it looks like they trespassed him, and the family member went and got a protection order on the 18th of July. So he's already been trespassed twice, or once, then he came back, it looks like on the 18th. Next paragraph. I later made contact with the protected person on this injunction, later identified as redacted by New York driver's license. Redacted is Grosso's uncle, and he stated he observed the argument between the other family member and Grosso occurring. When Grosso saw Redacted, he approached him and stated in some substance, "I'm going to get you," after making more verbal threats to the family member. Grosso fled the location. So he's been trespassed twice, and he's got a protection order that was filed on July 18th. All right. And then this incident happened on the 24th, July 24th. And that's what we're reading is the police report from July 24th. Next paragraph. I later made contact with the, okay, wait, we already read that. Last paragraph on this page. This order of protection was issued on July 18, 2024, and was served to Grosso on, okay, so perfect. So it tells you the date that he was served. So they filed it on the 18th, and it was served on July 22nd, 2024, under order number, I'm not going to read the number. This order stated that this order stated the Grosso is required to stay away from the residence, property, school, or place of employment of redacted or other family or household members. This order further stated Grosso is restrained from communicating. Next page. With, okay, let me zoom in here for you guys. With the protected person, including but not limited to personal, written, or telephone contact, or anyone with whom the communication would be likely to cause annoyance or alarm to. Redacted. Based on my observation in the video of the incident, I was able to determine that Redacted did violate this order of protection and trespass at this location after being warned. Redacted was given a case card and domestic violence paperwork, injunction paperwork, which pretty much I already read that, just means that, and they did check mark that they do want to be notified as soon as he's released of custody. So that's what that means. C-list, fine form, 911 audio tape, and BSO warrant tracking form were complete on scene. Okay, so that's just pretty much telling us they've got body cam, 911 audio tape available if we FOIA request it. And that ends that page. Let's go to the next one. I think this is just some paperwork having to do with the arrest. Yeah, this is just a warrant extradition unit paperwork. What was the next one here? Yeah, just paperwork having to do with his booking. All right, so that was it as far as the affidavit on the incident report as to what happened, okay, according to the police officer that responded to this incident on, on July 24th. All right, so let me go back and see what you guys are up to, what you guys had to say. So now, again, when we started this update this investigation or even coverage on Brandon, we were made aware of, he's got quite a bit of other charges, in other counties, we realized. I don't know if we ever were able to confirm if he had any more felonies other than the ones that he was charged with and facing in California. He had a bunch of misdemeanors. And I don't know what his exact record looks like in Florida, okay? I know when I did a case search in Broward County, let me show you what came up. These 3 cases came up. Let me show you. Actually, we'll just start from here. Let me start from here. I'm sure it's already timed me out. Let me just research again. All right, let me share this with you here. So again, like I always say, this is all public information you can access. As a matter of fact, the information that you just saw right now, you can access through the browardclerk.org website, okay? So let me share this screen with you guys. And again, this is just doing a name search in Broward County only, okay? This is not the whole state of Florida. So this is just Broward County where he was arrested in. And again, where he was residing at temporarily with some family, it appears like. But you can see here, he's got, looks like a traffic infraction that was state of Florida versus Brandon on April 7th of 2022. That's been disposed. And then here is the protection order. This was filed on July 18th of 2024. And then you got this case that we just went over now. Now, as far as when I click here, I'll show you what it takes you to. As far as what's going on next for Brandon, like when's his next hearing, they don't have any of that information on here, okay? Let's see. Maybe Maybe they updated something while we were just looking. No, I don't see anything new. They just got a lot of paperwork that you can access having to do with the lot of motions that his public defender filed. Oh, he did file a motion pretty much. Oh, this one's an interesting one. Let me share this one with you. Actually, it's pretty smart. He's got a, sounds like so far a decent public defender. But let's read this together. Make sure you guys can see this perfect. But this is a motion here. This is a, I think, or excuse me, let me go to the top. Notice the defendant's invocation of his or her right to remain silent and right to counsel. So it is I, Brandon Grosso, hereby invoke and exercise my right to remain silent and right to counsel pursuant to 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Sections 9, 12, and 16 of the Florida Constitution and the case law thereunder. That is to say that I desire to have my attorney, the public defender, present before and during any questioning of, interviewing of, and or conversations with me by any police official and or agents thereof, and any judicial officer and or agents thereof. I hereby announce that I desire my attorney present before anybody talks to me about any matters relating to this case. This notice is not intended to be, and in fact is not an admission of guilt or criminal liability, and should not be interpreted to give rise to any interference of guilt. After being fully advised of my constitutional rights by my attorney, I am signing this notice upon his or her advice. All right? Furthermore, I hereby state that at no time in the future do I or will I give up my right to have my attorney present at all times prior to anybody trying to secure from me a waiver of any of my constitutional and statutory rights. Notice is hereby given by me and my undersigned attorney that should any governmental official and or agents thereof fail to respect and honor this notice and invocation of rights, the undersigned will litigate and seek sanctions and damages for said violation of constitutional and statutory rights. Signed August 1st by the defendant and a witness, most likely his public defender. So, looks like he's enacted his right to remain silent, ladies and gentlemen, unless he's got his attorney present. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Yeah, you're right, Sunshinery. I mean, I don't know if you knew originally or you had been following when we followed Gamble's case. That went through Broward County. As a matter of fact, I've been to Broward County Courthouse, their district courthouse. If some of you may not even be familiar with this, but, and again, you can search this through the previous coverages we've done. When we did the Gamble court coverage, NJCourts TV, went down to Florida and we provided that coverage right from in the fucking courtroom, okay? I think that was our second live coverage since the channel started. First would have been in Tulsa with Ski Mask Annie. Second was Gamble. And then we moved. You know, we've done plenty since then. No, I think Gamble was third. Second was Controlla in New Jersey. That's right. Gamble was third. So let's just talk about Broward County. So we've got what? Gamble. I think Broward County has to do with what's his face? Jimmy, the shithead. And then now we've got Hampton Brandon in Broward County. I know if you follow SJC, who comes from Broward County, he's got a lot of charges from Broward County too. So, but we've not done any coverage on anything of him because, unto my beknownst, I don't think he's been arrested recently. Scam Warrior, and again, it's been a while, but I think it had to do with like charges related to like internet harassment, cyber stalking, cyber harassment. It had to do with SJC's mom. She was actually a witness. She was actually, check it out. She was actually there. You can see her in the court footage. And as a matter of fact, that evening, so that morning, I had the court, I was able to record. Then I posted it live. I wasn't able to show it live. Okay. So I was there recording. Then once the hearing was done, and it was quashed. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I'm not going to get into it, but anyways, after the case was over, I was done with the hearing. Then I was able to upload it and share it with you guys. Well, that evening, Miss SJC or Miss, I forgot their last name. Anyways, SJC's mom, Linda, she came up on a panel interview and spoke on her behalf about everything. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting her. I didn't even know she was going to be a witness there. Okay. So when I saw her walk in, I was like, oh shit, that's SJC's mom. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's a whole story that, again, I'm not going to get into, but you can definitely more than welcome to check that out as far as any of the previous coverages. And they're all still up. The VODs are all up there. Just go through the main channel page, search, type in Gamble Court, and you'll see all the court coverage we've done. All right. Yeah, shout out to Linda. I was surprised she came on and she had kind of the I don't even know the word. I know if you're a guy, the huevos, but she's not a guy, of course, to speak about it and everything. I was surprised. I didn't even think she even knew about my live stream or anything like that. So then, of course, SJC came on and made some big old spiel. He was threatening in chat that he was going to take down my channel and sue me. All this crazy, you know how it goes with that guy. But yeah, it was a whole fucking crazy show that night. Got interesting. All right. So anyways, that was an interesting paper or piece of legal documentary that you can check out for yourself if you want. There's all sorts of other documents. So again, I'm not going to go through them all right now with you. This was the only one I really wanted to share other than the police incident report. But you guys are more than welcome to, do your own search on the Broward County, browardcounty.org, or just type in through Google Broward County case search, and just hit the link. But there's a lot of paperwork that you can read through. Like I said, a lot of it's just motions and stuff like that by his public defender. There's paperwork showing that he's going to be considered an indigent defendant, which means he applied for an indigency status, which means, he's basically saying I'm homeless, or I don't meet the income I meet the income requirement to request a public defender, so. But yeah, there's a lot of other paperwork you guys can browse through. But pretty much, let me take this off of here. All right. Sorry, to take one off, I have to post one up. Okay, there we go. So pretty much, in short, he was on the lam from his charges in San Diego, which he had been bonded out, and has now skipped out on his bond. Was now recently arrested on July 24th, but even before then was given two trespass warnings, and then was arrested on July 24th for coming back to the residence he had been trespassed from. So it sounds like he doesn't learn anything, right? He'd given 2 chances. And he was finally arrested, which is interesting because I would wonder, when they ran his information those first 2 times, if they didn't see, that's what a lot of people always think, it's interesting when they run these background checks or, criminal checks, I would imagine they would have saw something that he, had skipped out. There's a warrant in California. So I would imagine they would have arrested him on that, but who knows, and then again, we don't know what's going to go on if California is going to be interested in extraditing, because they're the ones who are going to have to pay for it. So, and those are some pretty serious charges. They might, but either way, he is currently still in custody at Broward County, one of the jail facilities in Broward County. There is no next court date. I'm sure they're pretty much waiting on let's see. So let me just go back to this site here really quick, just to make sure that what I'm about to say is what I may not be correct, but I'm pretty sure I have a good guess as what's happening next. So let's see. They notice of public defender fees, review motor vehicles. So yeah, he's had an arraignment. Obviously, he's got his. I think it was on the 25th is when he had his arraignment. He obviously has got a public defender. I know they sent him for a medical screening, and I think I saw something about September. I think they're waiting on to get his results from the medical screening, and that's maybe why we don't have the date for his next hearing set. But yeah, I mean, that's where they're going with this. He's going to have to face those charges, and he's currently still in custody. So as I get updated on this case, I will be definitely updating you guys. Okay. Again, you guys are more than welcome to access all this. It's all public information. But based on what I'm looking at, I do not see any future dates yet. I am planning on FOIA. I'm putting in a FOIA request for the body cam. We'll see how much it's going to cost on that. Because remember, we did Elisa Jordana. We were the first channel to provide the body cam footage of that. That was about $150. And thank you to the donator that donated the money for that body cam footage. You know who you are if you're watching. And then I'm trying to see if we've gotten any other body footage. Oh, wait. Wait. Sam and Andy, when we did the Sam and Andy investigation, remember when he got in the wreck and he got the traffic infractions? And again, there's no further, we closed that case because he had traffic tickets pretty much. So they got paid right away, and that was it, Now, whether there's anything civil-wise going on, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll check into that. But either way, I'm just thinking of cases in Florida we've done. We did get some basic, that one wasn't body cam footage. That one was actually the footage from the vehicle. And that one I don't think we had to pay for. So I guess it probably just depends on the county. But either way, I'll put in the request. I'll see if they've got it, which it sounds like they should based on, the affidavit that we read. And we'll see. Hopefully it's free, but if there's cost, we'll see what it is and see about paying it. And then of course, I can start requesting more of the case information. I was going to put in a request for the incident report, but the police report was made available through their website, which kudos to Broward County. They actually do a good job of putting out. They're very transparent. That I do know. So yeah, to be continued, along with Blackout Andy investigation. We just recently confirmed with his, booking information, and we confirmed through the email that again, if you have not had a chance, or if you missed that out on that live stream, you can watch the live stream, or you can already check through the community post or the community tab. I do already have up on there the email. Like I said, I wanted to be completely 100% transparent with everybody. So I posted that email that you guys can read. So they let us know that there's the reason I wasn't able to get, or they weren't going to send me any of the case information was because it was an active case, and they're going to be most likely filing it very soon. So a date is going to be coming very soon for his next hearing, and we'll go from there. That's on the Blackout Andy side. We've got Hampton Brandon going on. And, I had to do a few more other updates on the August calendar, e-calendar. It is going up as soon as I'm done right now with this show. So in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you go to the community tab, August's e-calendar will be up. I had to do an update as far as with the Rakita case, last minute update. So that's why I hadn't put it on when I said I was. But that should be all up to date. Now, of course, that's probably going to change, being that we're still early in the month. And, hell, maybe Hampton Brandon's got a date that they're going to, put on here soon for, towards the end of August. But I believe what we got next, coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Monday, the 12th, Amber HHH has her drug court. Actually, let me get out of here and jump back to chat. That way I can see you guys. What was this that we were looking at? Okay, we saw that earlier. Amber HHH has her drug court hearing tomorrow. So, again, if you're wanting an update from her last hearing, you can catch that as a VOD. But pretty much she was sentenced to, and the paperwork's available now too. She was sentenced to, they added 2 more years to her probation. She has to follow all the original conditions of her probation, which she's got to submit to drug test, have a clean house. She's got to have a full-time job or be a student, a lot of other conditions. Then she's got to also follow the conditions of what appears like drug court. According to what she said and the judge said on this last hearing she had, it sounds like she was accepted to drug court. Now, they didn't know if she was going to be accepted or not. So that's why the judge went ahead and sentenced her with the, additional 2 years of probation, and most importantly, sentenced her to a 30-day or 1-month jail sentence. And that wasn't counting any of the time served. Okay. So drug court's tomorrow. Being that it sounds like she was accepted, I have a feeling that she may be released tomorrow. She was still in custody as of today. So if she is going to be released, it might be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be the day after. But pretty much that's why they wanted to go that route, was in lieu of her, I think, having to do that jail sentence. I think she gets to do the drug court. I would imagine she's still going to have the 2 years of probation still added on that she's got to, finish up. But I believe in lieu, we'll learn more tomorrow. I believe in lieu of doing the 30 days, that's why she wanted to get into the drug court. Now, here's the thing, though. Drug court is like a last chance court, okay? Program, excuse me. So, and they've got very strict conditions, okay? If she breaks any one of those, and the judge and if you have not seen the hearing, I actually have her live hearing from her last hearing, okay? So you can see everything that was said from the courtroom. But the judge kindly reminded her, because it's a small county, small city. I'm sure he's been the same judge hearing all our other court hearings, probably in the past too. So, without saying it, I'm pretty sure he's probably very familiar with who Amber is, okay? But he gave her a very stern reminder that this is her last chance, and if he sees her again, she's going to be facing the consequences, okay? So she's not going to have any more chances through this drug court, and let's just hope for the best, that she does what she's supposed to do, that she comes out, a sober person and can be a better mom to her family and a better person in life. That's what we can hope for. All right. So that'll be tomorrow. I may do a court coverage update, like a breaking news announcement on that. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be available live. I don't know if it'll be a Zoom and in-person hearing. I'll find out more tomorrow morning. And then, of course, I'll get you guys an update as soon as I find out what happened. And let's see, maybe she gets out, and I would imagine she wouldn't. First thing would be to go on a YouTube and let everybody know. But how many of these other people have we covered? And we've seen the first thing they do when they get out of jail is go straight to YouTube and tell everybody they're out and start just the shenanigans again. So, but who knows? We might even get an update from her, directly from her mouth tomorrow, if she does get released. And I don't know that. I'm just assuming, because it sounded from her, like from what she said and the judge, that she was accepted in a drug court, and that's generally how it would work. I think a lot of people were even thinking she was going to get released that day, but no, she's still in custody. She was supposed to be in custody for 30 days, but because she got accepted to drug court, most likely she will be out tomorrow or maybe a few days after, I'm thinking. Check DMs before you go, NJCourts. I will. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Okay, so it says, ICU has been a member 9 months, but apparently her banner did come up yesterday, so just want to let you know. And just, I'll fix it for you later. Okay. Was that what you were telling me about? I have a few other messages. Let me check. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any other donos. Okay, I got the one. Thank you, Roofer, about Saved Alaska. Okay. And her banner came up yesterday. Oh, I got you. So her banner came up yesterday, but she wasn't able to share it. I got the message. So I want to say big thank you to ICU for turning a 9-month anniversary yesterday. I appreciate your 9-month continued support, my friend. And thank you for today's donation. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you again for everybody that helped us hit today's dono goal. So it's over. Here we come. ICU, thank you so much for your 9 months of continued support, my friend. Let me grab my gavel. You know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels for ICU. Thank you. And you're almost going to be an OG, ICU. Mad Cat, update. We did one, if you didn't catch the VOD a few days ago. So if you actually want to see the ladies in person, you can through that VOD. But they're doing very well. Or no, maybe you're asking about the lollipop. Because maybe you follow me on Instagram and you saw that I had, yes. So I was able to, and I'm sorry I didn't do it on stream. I figured, why turn on a whole stream just to watch me smoke a blunt? I'm not ski mask. So, but I did get to try that lollipop, okay, which technically was my first lady that I harvested, okay. Now, there was a lot of people saying, oh, it shouldn't have been harvested yet. I feel that it was, okay. Maybe it could have, hung out around a little bit longer, but now the other ones definitely will not be harvested until September, October, maybe even November, okay. Thank you for everybody's advice and tips on my last VOD, but I did harvest one lollipop. I wanted to try it out. Well, I call it a lollipop, one of the plants, and it was just, it wasn't a too big of one, but it made a really, nice lollipop. And I rolled it, smoked it. I liked it. Now, I'm not going to say it's the best. I'm not going to say it's the worst, but I definitely would call it a mid-shelf dispensary bud. It looked good, smelt good, tastes good, smoked good. And it definitely hit me like an indica should. Sounds like a commercial for a Kit Kat bar or something, right? So I'm very much looking forward to the more much. Well, like I said, I think it was pretty much matured enough, but we're gonna leave these other ones probably a little bit longer. This one had already been flowered for at least 2 months. I think people said about 3 months. I want to say about 2.5 months had already been fully flowered. So I think people are saying leave it for 3 months. So we're gonna do that with the rest of the ladies, and hopefully they'll look better, same or even better, I would imagine, than the last lollipop. And that's all. And you know what? It is. And honestly, I'll tell you what, it's free. Exactly. And this was my first time grow. It was an outdoor grow. I had a lot of fun. Honestly, I didn't even think I was even going to get to this far, to be honest with you. Okay. Quite frank, I didn't even think we were even going to be harvesting, period. So I'm very happy that I've got some beautiful plants, and I'm really stoked about the giraffe. Okay. That thing's still growing. I thought it was going to stop because it's starting to flower. No, it's still going. So that thing, I'm really curious to see how much that's going to put out. They will get cloudy, and then it's almost time. Well, thank you. That's also, I've heard about, what to look for in the trichomes, what the pistils, things like that. So we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. Everything's been going good so far. We're going to finish it off the right way. So, and thank you for asking. And I look forward to that. I'll tell you what, we'll have one hell of a stream when we harvest that. Okay, we'll have it like a week-long fucking harvest stream from day one of harvesting to patiently waiting a few days or more than a few days for it to cure. And then ultimately we'll have a little party, all right, when we celebrate the pretty much the harvest being cured and ready to go, okay? And even then, we'll have some fun projects. I was thinking about maybe getting one of those little nug presses, just the cheapest one they got on Amazon. I think I saw it was like $99 or $100, and make a little bit of my own dabs. I'm not a big dab person, but hey, what the hell? Since I got a bunch, I am interested in maybe converting some of that into some oil so I can cook with it. That I'm very much interested. I have a friend locally that does a lot of that, so I'm very excited to pretty much share my bounty and have them show me how to pretty much make some really cool baked goods utilizing oil. And I think they call it butter. They make their own butter, some weed butter. An Amazon wish list going? I might think about it. I don't want to get too greedy here. So that concludes my show. I got a lot of other interesting things I could talk about, but really, I don't even want to give those individuals any more attention than I have to. Once the important stuff comes up, then we'll get back into it. But I'll tell you what, Jesus, man. What a weekend if you've been watching on the tubes. But anywho, we won't get into it. But what I do want to say, though, for sure, is I want to say a big thank you for everybody for taking the time out of your Sunday to join me on this live stream. Definitely going to have some updated news covering from this court coverage. We'll see what happens, what's going on in San Diego, where he originally was in trouble on. We've got a lot of court stuff coming on for the rest of the month, next month. Well, for some of you that may not know, we're following the Nick Rekieta case, one of the bigger cases. A lot of the YouTube lawyers and court channels are covering as well. And we were lucky enough to have one of the big clippers that's clipping that case, Will Heron, on as a guest. And boy, did he do a fantastic job of updating us on everything going on with that case, as well as all the little itty bitty gritty info, the stuff that you won't see a lot. So that was a really good update. In case you want to check that out, you can. That was a past VOD, but I'm really looking forward to the end of this month. That's for sure. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to check out or know what Zozobra is, check it out. I promise you, it's not some satanic devil festival. A lot of you are going to think that. I'm not taking you one. This is actually a city-state sponsored event, and it's one of the biggest ones in the state. So it's going to be one hell of a fucking content show. I'll tell you that. All right. So I appreciate, everybody for being here today, but most importantly, I appreciate everybody that has helped with all the donation goals that we put, as well as the last one we just had, which was for the Zozobra event. So I thank you again, my friends. All right. Well, with that being said, I plan on having some more updated emoji badges on our next stream. As you can see, I've already started. We've updated some of the loyalty badges, the OG. So if you've been a member for 12 months or more, you now have the OG badge next to you. We put out the bucket hat, in case you didn't see it, emoji. And we've also got the Blackout Andy mugshot emoji, all right, with more to come. All right, so we will call it a end of a broadcast. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday/weekend. A lot of cool stuff. I think we got football. If you're any football fans, got some good games going on today. I think today's going to be nearing the end of Olympics. Maybe it's even the closing. They do the end of the game show. But there's a lot of good stuff, especially if you're into watching sports on today. So I really appreciate that we even had this many people in chat, because generally when football season starts, at least for me, it's a whole different ball game what we do on Sundays. All right. So yes, thank you, Sunshinery. If you're not or haven't subscribed to Will, especially if you want to follow your most up-to-date follow-ups on what's going on with the Nick. Hold on. Am I saying it right still? I think I've already corrected myself, but Ricada, not Ricada. So Nick Ricada case. Definitely subscribe to him, because he clips. So he does a hard job of watching all these other people that are covering it for 3-4 hour streams, and puts out the most important stuff that people, if they don't have, not saying those other people are boring, but just in case you don't have the time to watch a 2 or 3 hour stream, watch Will Heron's clip channel and get your updates, especially on the Nick Ricada case. Closing ceremony at 3. Is that 3? I can't. I don't. 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time is what I'm thinking that was saying. 3 p.m. Got it. Okay. Hey, I got you. All right, you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. I think that's it. So don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, before I do say that, don't forget, keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. Take some time to love somebody, even if it's yourself. And for those haters watching, Jesus, I'm going to start with this. Start with yourself first. Take some time to love yourself first. All right? Don't worry about loving other people yet. Start with yourself first. But I am officially out, everybody. NJCourts, and don't say I didn't warn you, is officially out. Have a nice day, folks. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Keep those notifications on. It's most likely going to be a breaking news one. Peace.